Hello YouTube. It's time for an update on the C10. We have the rear end underneath, bolted loosely in place. The tracking bar has to come back out and be powder coated. And what I was going to do today was to put in the center link inner and outer tie rod end. Easily explained by the outer tie rod end is the outer one and the inner one is the inner one. There's two inners and there's two outers. The center link, this bar right here, goes in the center. And we have the other inner and outer tie rod. So let's try to put it in. I think the easiest way to start is to put the center link up first. The center link can only be put in one way. One end has a bigger hole in it than the other, and you can check it with your finger, and it's that big of a difference. So you'll know which one has the bigger end and which has the smaller end. In this case, this one has the smaller end. And then it can only go one way up or down, in that the shaft on the end of this pitman arm has a cone on it, and that cone will only go into the shaft one way and allow you to put the nut on. So what I'm going to do is put the center link roughly in place and center it on that rag. And I have the idler arm loose, so it'll give me some movement over here to put the center link up on a shaft. And I'll put a nut under the idler here. And a nut on the bottom of the pitman. And now we have a center link. So let's put an inner and outer tie rod in. This is the inner tie rod end because it's on the inboard side. And this is the outer tie rod end because it's on the outboard side. And they have reverse threads so that when you tighten the adjuster nut, they'll either expand or contract to change the toe in or toe out of any wheel, or the front wheels. Now, what I did is I took the old tie rod end and I compared them and got them relatively close in length so that when I put this on, it should be fairly close. And again, you can't put it on any other way. This has got a fat cone on it and a thin cone on it, so it'll only go one way. We'll stick it in here first. So it's in the center link. And we'll put a nut on there. And a nut on here. And now we got to do it on the other side, and we'll have steering. So now that we've got the inner and outer tie rod in, let's tighten up the idler arm so that we don't have any interference problems with the center link because the idler arm is loose. So that's the next step. Let's tighten that up. And there we have both inner and outer tie rod ends, adjuster nuts, center link, idler arm, and pitman arm, all installed. Ready for the next step. What is the next step? Gas tank, I think. Until then, there'll be more.